Hello. Hello and welcome to this week's video. Sorry it's a day late. Yesterday I spent all day bottling last year's wine, but more on that next week. For those of you new to the channel, I apologize if my videos aren't always consistent every week. Unlike some of my peers, I have a full-time job as well, so during the week I'm trying to juggle my job and also some renovations and farm work as well, which means that some weeks I have to skip because I don't get enough time to edit my videos, and that's why some weeks it's every 2 weeks, but I try my best to get them out on a weekly basis. In this week's video I tackle my 4 big figs in the inner courtyard and try my hand at some fig tree pruning. I also tackle my second flip-top bench, and that's quite exciting. But the exciting part of this video, I think, is something you've been waiting for. I finally get my lab results back for the water since installing the filtration and the UV light system on the line. This is Girl Meets Farm. That's my main well overflow. So I guess my main well is quite full at the moment. We've had an incredible amount of rain this spring. A lot more than last spring. This is the main well. A lot more than last spring, which makes me quite hopeful for what the agriculture will look like this year. Last year was a really good year for my vineyard as well as my fruit trees because we had more rain. And this year, like I said, we've even had more rain than last year. And as you can see, things are quite lush on the farm. So I'm excited to see what the grapes and the fruit look like this season. I even got myself a new tool for the job. I don't know where to begin. I could keep going, but I've already trimmed quite a bit of the trees, so I'll have to continue next year. After pruning, I wanted to leave like a little bit of a canopy so that I can sit in the shade of the tree during summer, but I also want the tree to get a little bit more healthy, but it is just crisscrossing. It is absolute chaos in that tree. But I couldn't prune more, although I could really just keep going. But I couldn't prune more because they're already budding, and technically I shouldn't even be pruning now, but the trees so desperately need it. I think they're already going to appreciate a little bit more breathing space. Just to show you how much I did cut off all the trees. This one also looks really good. And then I did go on the outside as well. quite a bit here too. And 2 more piles down there. I started cutting the roots of those, but I must still continue cutting the roots. The other side was a little bit more tricky. I tried using my normal hammer drill, but because it's a lot smaller, but it was just not to be. It couldn't break through the wall. A little deeper. In September last year, the dogs and I were getting pretty sick, so I decided to have my well water tested. Not we were consuming it, we were not drinking it, but I was using it to wash dishes and also to shower in, etc. But we were getting sick and I couldn't find the cause of it, so I had my water tested. When I got the results, they shook me. It was marked unfit for human consumption with an extremely high bacterial content, which had my jaw on the floor as to what it contained. I did a bunch of research and found a great filtration system, or filtration system that I thought would at least work for me and my needs. It is a whole house filtration system, quite a heavy duty system. And I also found a UV sterilization light, which from my research meant that it would assist with the bacterial content, because UV lights sterilize bacteria, which means that they cannot grow. So in theory, if they cannot grow, you can't get sick from them because their quantities remain at a specific level. They can never multiply. So in December, I got my friend Her to come and help me set up the filtration system at my well. We flushed out the system, and then I had my water retested to see, if there would be any improvement from the system. I spoke to quite a few people, and it had me a little bit concerned because quite a few of them suggested that this system would not be sufficient to bring those numbers down. The only alternative that I had was, if the numbers didn't come down, was that I would need to fit a chlorinator or a chlorine injector on the line to completely kill the bacteria, sterilize all the water, but then all the water in the house would smell like a swimming pool, which is not particularly something that I wanted to do. The other option, of course, is that I can connect to the municipal water. There is a line coming to the house, but I am not connected to that yet. But it does remain an option for me to switch to municipal water. But that doesn't get any better because the municipal water here smells like chlorine as well. So they're doing exactly the same thing that I'm hoping not to do. Once we had the system set in, I retested my water and the results has just come back. I cannot tell you the difference and the absolute shock when I read the results. Let me show you those numbers. So I think it's fair to say that my system is working, and I'm pretty happy with that.